Oh, yes, we're back with another banger. Welcome to the Date Masters channel. When you come in, make sure you hit the like button and you also hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell so you'll be notified once I drop a video. You know, we had to touch in on the Cassie and Diddy Gate. And shout out to the engagement. Shout out to all the people commenting and liking and watching the videos. And shout out to some of the trolls. I believe some of the trolls I'm getting are some bitter exes that are still single who dick hopped and is still not working out because just the username just looks kind of sketch. Karina65, that's that default Yahoo. Come on, cut it out. But with no further ado, let's get into the video. Does money equal justice? I've seen the conversations about the Cassie allegations. If you're not aware, Cassie is suing in a civil suit with P. Diddy Combs. And let me also make this disclaimer. I'm not a supporter nor a fan of Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, brother. I'm not a fan of that. I am not a fan of him. Just looking at his business practices with his previous artists, none of them are doing well. He pretty much robbed all of them. None of them flourished after him. So I'm not a fan of P. Diddy at all, but I am unbiased to the facts and to timing of certain allegations without hardcore proof. And when I say hardcore proof, I mean videos, messages, all of that. But I also have to take that with a grain of salt as well, because I also have to look at the timing. P. Diddy is pretty much under a lot of fire with Keefe D and the Tupac murder. So what I noticed with this Cassie thing, I believe she knows something big is coming down the pipeline and she's trying to cash out before he's cashed out, before he goes away, before whatever takes place. She got a memo and said, you need to go and cash in now. Because I have to ask, how does money equal justice? You talking about 10 years of trauma. She was with P. Diddy for 10 years. And you had women making the argument that she was not complicit in any of the acts for 10 years? For 10 years. And then you leave them to go get with your new boo, have a baby. You look at the social media, all smiles, I love you, babe, pregnant, baby shower, smiles and giggles and popcorn. So what does the husband have to say when he's reading the deposition or reading all of this from the lawyer about how much trauma she has? How does that not affect her current relationship? Because I believe the late, great Kevin Samuels had a platform who spoke about getting therapy. And a lot of women admitted to getting therapy, which we know women don't get therapy the proper way. They go and get a woman who's going to justify and give them an excuse for why they're on bullshit and why they do hoe shit and how the hoe shit has affected them. They are rarely held accountable. So how can I go and move on with a flourishing love life, have a child, all while still being traumatized from a relationship I had over 10 years ago? 1 + 1 is 2. And in some cases, 1 + 1 is 3. So that's why I say when these allegations are being made, because other criminal cases and other cases, they use your social media against you when it's in their favor. How is this not the case? So you telling me you got all this trauma, but we go look at your social media. It's nothing but highlight reels, smiles, giggles, trips with the bae, with the husband. We got a new baby, all while being troubled by a relationship from over 10 years ago. And money is not the criminal, but they say, well, he is under a criminal investigation. Yet, that is not what her attorney has led with. She's off the gate, off the rip, trying to get money. And when she gets said money, everything else goes away. She's not going to make a statement. She's not going to say a word. Yet, is the trauma still going to be present? Just because you got paid, the trauma goes away. You can go and buy you a Birkin. You can go buy you a new house. You can go and do this. Hubby wants a new truck. Okay, he wants to go here. All that trauma you got just goes away. Married and pregnant, but I can't get past my trauma from 16 years ago? Make it make sense to me. And how does a man look at his wife and go through this whole rigmarole? When you find out all the things she's done with these different men as if she was forced to do all of these things. She was complicit. She was complicit in these acts. A lot of women go through these situations It's gonna be a two video day today. I just did a graph and it had Carly Russell, if you're familiar with her, Meg Thee Stallion, Keke Palmer, and I forgot the lady who accused Trevor Bauer. All four of these women caught red-handed on video, on tape, on audio, lying about details in which they allege their abuser or ex or husband has done to them. All four caught lying, but this believe all woman narrative still flourishes with the Cassie. She can't be lying. How? How can she not be lying when the four previous headline stories that went viral before her, they were all caught lying? But she's the one telling the truth. Not saying she's not telling the truth on certain accounts, but it's not in the narrative or the context in which it's being presented. It's not. Now, I'm not saying he more likely put his hands on her. I'm not saying that's not the case, but all of the other extras, and then let's say that's the case, the focus is really on the sex part. It's not even on the part of him beating on her. It's focused on the sexual acts in which she alleged she was forced to partake in, which we know that's a lie. We look at the sexual nature of the modern day woman, especially the spicy in the black modern woman. Just look at your Instagram. Ass and titties and pussy prints everywhere, yet you're being forced to have sex. OnlyFans sticking champagne bottles in your ass, but yet you're being forced to do sexual acts. Dick videos leak, Facebook and Instagram erupts. Send me the video, send me the video, send me the video, yet you're being forced to manipulate it into sex acts. The fuck out of here. The fuck out of here. When has money equated to justice? Because, okay, 30 million. Oh, he may pay that in taxes. So there's more of a tax break. But again, how does this arbitrary number say, you know what, 30 million and all my trauma is gone? When has money healed trauma? If a child is abused as a child, we're done abusing you. We're going to give you 20 million. All that trauma from 10 years ago just goes away. It just goes away. So when she got this money, so now what? She can't speak on it anymore? She won't be able to speak about it because more likely it's going to be a gag order or some type of seal. And let's look at the timing. What has Cassie been doing over the last few years besides loving her new beau, having a child with her new husband, yet still being still in trauma? Look at the thumbnail. Smiles and giggles. Does this look like a woman that was forced to do anything? But women say, well, you can't tell a woman how to present her trauma. You don't know what she was dealing with. Shut the fuck up. 10 years. And again, I always ask, why don't I never hear these stories? Because let's look at the criminal records of men in prison for rape and domestic violence. I would probably assume or probably conclude the people that are more prone to abuse a woman sexually and physically, they're not in the top 1% of men as far as earning, because it takes an extreme discipline and an extreme level of intelligence to rank at such a high status. So I can't do two things at once. I can't do something that's destructive to my trajectory. Now, I'm not saying they're guilty, but at the rate, how many women have come out to accuse their rich ex-lover of all of these heinous acts? But yet you don't have these women coming out with the guys that were fucking before they got rich. So broke dudes don't beat on women, and the broke dudes that don't have access to money, don't have access to resources, they don't beat and sexually abuse women. Only the rich guys who have everything to lose, they're the only men who do this. And it always comes out years later. You notice this, right? It didn't come out when he was putting her in the apartment in LA, flying her out, buying her the gifts. That didn't come out then. So only rich guys abuse women and treat women in such a manner. Is that what is that the conclusion we're getting? And then you look at the praising of, again, him and Carisha. Him pissing on her. Everything is fine as long as you get paid for it, right? But it's when you stop getting paid is when it becomes a problem. This is the everyday modern woman. This is her mindset. You can do anything as long as you're rich. Because everybody want to be Carisha. I want a P. Diddy. He can piss on me for $20,000 a month. And you give men like P. Diddy a pass to do this because you're saying it on public platform in front of millions that it's okay to do whatever the fuck you want to me as long as you pay me. The bed went for sale. You could do anything to me as long as you pay me. Isn't that crazy? But again, let's go back to the husband. So the husband is just sitting here laying with his woman, looking at this news report of his wife on the news, telling the world about how other men was paid to sleep with her, how he made her take X and they were sexing all night and all weekend, and he flew her out making a fake flyer to. The husband has to read all of this for the next, couple of weeks. And she's perfectly sane with him and he's going to just be okay. Why hasn't the husband said anything? Because he was told to shut the fuck up. Because I'm the one that's attached to the bag. You're not. You see how this thing works? I always look at the timing. Something is going to come down the pipeline. She's trying to cash in before he's cashed out. It's simple. But I always ask, when these suits come out, Trey Songz, Bill Cosby, all of these men of means, why is it the first attempt to get money and not just to press criminal charges? A lot of men have settled out of court. You know this, right? A lot of men have settled out of court for actual crimes. And the woman said, okay, you don't have to go to jail. Just pay me just pay me and I'll be quiet. Make it make sense. Make this make sense. And that's a woman who's truly been experienced a violent grape or extreme levels of sexual abuse. Ask her how much money will it take to heal your real trauma that you have, and see what she says. See, a lot of these narratives and a lot of these experiences, just like the fake kidnapping of Carly Russell, you have real women and children that have been sex trafficked, that have been kidnapped, who have parents who are traumatized from that experience. And you have people playing on those emotions and they get off scot-free. All of the grace. And we have this believe all women narrative when 4 women just came out caught lying on video and audio. And men are being questioned for questioning this most recent one. It's a crazy time we're in, fellas. It's a crazy time. You just have to pay attention. But again, I'm going to make this disclaimer again. I'm not a fan of P. Diddy, and nor am I defending him. Because what I notice is when you question Cassie, the women's rebuttal is you're defending P. Diddy. Trying to take the sting off of Cassie to make it appear that we're defending P. Diddy. No, we're questioning the allegations. And why do they come 10 to 16 years after the fact when you've had a child, got remarried, and lived your life? You just wake up on Sunday. You know what? Check the bank account. Let me check my balance. Babe, I'm traumatized. You know, P. Diddy had me doing this stuff back in 2007, 2008. I feel a little crazy today. But babe, we just got back from Old Charleston Outback with the baby. We got the pictures and the videos and the selfies of you smiling ear to ear. But you just wake up one day and you say, we need some money. So nigga, pay me or I'ma tell or I'ma lie on you. And if you pay me, everything goes away. You guys are nothing but a cash-in account for a lot of women, and you fall into the trap every time. This woman don't care about you. You're just a cash-in account. Because once you pay her, everything just goes away. No more trauma, no more I can't sleep, no more. It just goes away? 30 million? But I digress. But I definitely had to give my take on this whole scenario. I'm not going to do a part 2. You guys just going to watch it, for yourselves. But I am going to get into the party and the Meg and all of the believe. I have a video coming next. The believe all woman narrative is a farce. That is a farce. And we'll dive into that on the next video. But make sure you like, you comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It's the Date Master.